Chapter 9, Missing Street. A blue hedgehog walking down the street with a walking group of ponies, baby dragon, rabbit, and chow, while pulling along a two-tailed fox who was hovering above the ground while he told one of the ponies about his life. On a normal day, pretty much any pony who looked at such a scene would classify it as unusual. But with everything else that had happened today, this scene would hardly seem unusual to an outside observer. As Sonic's group made their way through the streets of Ponyville, ponies who had been brought back earlier peered outside their windows when they heard the sound of someone talking. Like most, once the group walked by with a mix of confusion and wonder. One aquamarine pony watched them pass by with a bright grin on her face. She was soon approached by a pale cream friend who asked, "Hey Lyra, what's gotten you so excited? I mean, you certainly seemed as happy when the mayor came around and told us we needed to stay indoors until this so-called group of professionals sorts out whatever problem's going on right now." While tearing her eyes from the way, the unicorn replied, "I know, Bon Bon. I'm sure every pony else in Ponyville is as worried about putting our safety in the hands of such a group as we are. But if that's them out there, I'm feeling safer a lot already." Bon Bon asked, "They're out there? Can you tell who they are?" Lyra answered, "I can see Twilight, Applejack, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and that Pegasus filly that's a part of the group of Crusaders or whatever. And there are these animals with them." Bon Bon raised an eyebrow. "Animals? What kind of animals?" Lyra replied, "I don't know my animals as well as Fluttershy does, but they're standing on two legs, and they've got hands." Bon Bon asked, "Do they look strong?" Lyra grinned. "Who cares how they look? They've got hands." "Okay, I did the line. Give me $5. Sonic looked up for a second, thinking he heard something before shrugging it off and looking back down at his left hand, which held Tails' radar. Back at Fluttershy's cottage, after Knuckles left saying he would take Tank back to Rainbow Dash's house for her, and he would be around town, Fluttershy and Tails had started talking after the yellow Pegasus and gotten some carrots for Angel, which eventually led to her asking him basically about his life. During the exchange, Sonic snagged the radar from Tails, was now pulling the fox by his right arm as he spun his tails beneath him, hovering above the ground as he talked to Fluttershy, and Sonic pulled him. Since he was focusing on helping Twilight pinpoint their destination, the Hedgehog was only half paying attention to what Tails was saying. While Sonic and Twilight focused on getting the group to their next destination, everyone else was trying to keep themselves as busy as they walked. Cream and Cheese were admiring the colored houses in Ponyville, occasionally listening to what Tails was saying to Fluttershy. Applejack was also alternating between listening and looking, though in her case, she was keeping an eye out for anything unusual. Spike was relaxing on Twilight's back. Rainbow Dash was flying lazily above the group. Both her and Scootaloo positively bored at how slowly they were moving. As they continued through Ponyville, Applejack occasionally thought she heard something and would turn her head to the side as she heard it from, scanning the area for a second before turning back to the road. Twilight eventually noticed this and turned her head away from the radar to look at the Earth Pony next to her, asking her, "Applejack, are you okay? You've been looking out to the side for a while now." Applejack turned to her and said, "Yeah, I'm alright, Sugar Cube. It's just like, you ever get the feeling you're being watched by something unfriendly?" Rainbow glanced down as she flew on her back and spoke, "Come on, Applejack. There's something to freak out about here. Except for Knuckles, Amy, and the ponies we brought back, there's no pony besides us in this weird white world." Twilight looked up at the sign Pegasus and asked, "What about Gilda?" Rainbow waved a hoof. "I wouldn't worry about her, Twi. Sticking around isn't exactly her style. If she wanted revenge bad enough, she'd come right out and say it. She's not exactly the subtlest Griffin you ever met." Applejack said, "I reckon you have a point there, Rainbow. Still, I can't shake this feeling that some pony's watching this." Rainbow replied, "Unless some pony was able to somehow blend into anywhere they wanted, I think it would be kind of hard to go unnoticed. Well, with all the white bits of color. Just relax, AJ. We're fine." The orange Earth Pony nodded, but after Rainbow returned to her lazy flying, Applejack saw a quick glance down a nearby alley as they watched by. Seeing nothing, she turned back the road, not noticing a pair of green eyes and several pairs of blue eyes peering out of the shadows as everyone they continued on their way. A few minutes later, Tails took a deep breath before saying, "That's my whole life until about a month ago. Do you want to hear about what I've been done since then, too?" Fluttershy happily replied,
Oh, yes, Tails. I mean, if you don't mind, that is.
Sonic spoke up before Tails could reply. Excuse me for interrupting, but I think we're here. Tails looked back over his shoulder and asked,
Huh? What?
He looked up and realized the group was standing in front of a lone building. Noticing the radar in Sonic's hand, he rubbed the back of his head and blessed.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Sonic grinned. Hey, no harm, no foul, right? He let go of Tails' arm, and the fox stopped spinning his tails, setting his feet down on the ground. Sonic then handed the radar back to Tails, the fox looking at it before closing and putting it away.
Cream looked up and said, Oh, no, this is such a nice building. Don't you think so, Tootsies?
The child sharp happily responds.
Choo-choo!
Fleshside died.
Oh, yes, Cream. The Carousel Boutique is very pretty and flashy, just like Rarity.
Then she looked at the boutique and asked,
But it's not supposed to look like this. Why is it all white?
She then looked around and added,
Come to think of it, why is everything completely white?
Sonic looked back at her and asked, You're so focused on listening to Tails you didn't notice the white paling feels been given? When she nodded, he smiled. Wow, I'm impressed.
Fleshside smiled back. Really? Oh, thank you, Sonic. She then asked, What are we doing at Rarity's home? Are we going to visit her?
She didn't remember what happened prior to ending in a dark, lonely place and guessed,
Oh no, Rarity's in trouble too, isn't she?
Rainbow Dash landed in front of her and said, That's right, Fluttershy. That's why we're here, to help Rarity and bring the color back to her home.
Fluttershy asked, How are we going to do that? That is, if you don't mind me asking.
Twilight turned to look at the cream-colored Pegasus and said, Do you remember that creature that grabbed you and everybody else? At first I thought she explained. Well, somehow, that thing has caused these portals to appear around Ponyville that are connected to locations in Sonic and Tails' world. Tails built the radar that locates these portals, which is why we came here rather than wandering around this whole white world looking for them. When we go through the portals, we're restored to location to where we find the portal. Usually we find some of our missing friends as well. Fluttershy nodded uncertainly.
I see.
Scooter spoke.
I almost forgot. I want to stop at my house to pick up my scooter for wherever we're going.
Applejack looked down at her and asked, Why do you want your scooter, Scooter?
Scooter explained, Well, just in case we come across any places where we need to be, you know. Fast. I know I'm not very heavy, but it's possible. I like to be able to go fast on my own. Tails had a hand to his chin. It's not a bad idea, Scooter. Your scooter isn't too heavy, is it?
Yours really shook her head.
No, it's not heavy at all. Well, it might be hard for me to carry it around, but you guys should be able to carry it easily when I don't need it. Tails nodded. Alright, if you tell me where your house is, I'll take you there. I'd like to take a look at your scooter myself.
He then looked over to Sonic and asked,
You guys can find the portal on your own, right?
Sonic replied, Sure. We already know it's in there somewhere. With all of us searching, it shouldn't take too long to find.
Tails nodded. Okay.
He then turned to Scootaloo and held out his arm, saying,
Come on, Scootaloo, I'll give you a lift.
The young filly came over him and he picked her up, holding her in his arm. And his twins' namesakes around, flipping off the ground, flying away.
Wow, you can really fly. That's so amazing.
So you snapped out of a reverie when Applejack called, Hey, Fluttershy, come on! The pink-maned Pegasus turned to see Applejack, Spike, Twilight, Cream, and Cheese standing in front of the now-open door to the Carousel Boutique. Sonic and Rainbow Dash already inside. As Fluttershy walked over to them, Cream turned to Twilight and asked,
Excuse me, Miss Twilight, are you sure this is okay? Miss Rarity is going to be angry at us for going into her house and see is embarrassing.
Twilight replied, You can just call me Twilight, Cream. Don't worry. We're going in to help her. I'm sure she won't mind. Just so long as we don't mess up her store or... So he paused and glanced down at Applejack's hose and Spike's feet. Then said, Nope, doesn't look like we picked up any dirt or mud. Applejack chuckled. Oh yeah, so you have a hissing fit if we tried to build in our house. First I guessed softly,
Oh my, that's right.
She looked down at her hose and asked,
Do my hose look clean enough?
Spike said, Don't worry, Fluttershy. We didn't pass through any dirty areas on the way over here. I'm sure you wouldn't notice if we did. If we're clean enough, you're definitely clean enough. Feeling more reassured at what everybody had said, Fluttershy, Cream, and Cheese followed Twilight, Spike, and Applejack through Carousel Boutique's front door. Oh god, I just got the scary thought.
What is it?
If We're getting a flanderized, badly written Amy. How's Rarity gonna be? On the inside of Carol's boutique, the six of them found Sonic peering into one of the window curtains. A Rainbow Dash looking at one of the dressing rooms. Did you guys find anything? Twilight asked when they were done searching. Both Sonic and Rainbow Dash shook their head. I'm gonna guess it's not in here, Sonic shrugged. Good. That makes less chance of us messing up any Rarity's fancy frou-frou work, Applejack commented.
So, what do we do then?
Fluttershy asked.
Twilight said, well, since there's no way of pinpointing exactly where the portal's located, we're gonna have to search until we find it. Let's split up for now and search. We'll meet back here in, say, 5 minutes to discuss our findings. How does that sound?
Everyone nodded in agreement and broke away from each other. Sonic going with Applejack to check the side rooms on the first floor, while Fluttershy went with Cream and Cheese to look in the kitchen. Rainbow Dash struck with Twilight and Spike as they looked upstairs. A few minutes later, Tails and Scootaloo returned, Tails carrying Scootaloo and her scooter in her arms. They went through the front door to find Sonic, Applejack, Cream, Cheese, and Fluttershy gathering in the main showroom.
Hey guys, did you find the portal yet?
Tails asked as he set Scootaloo down. Applejack shook her head. Nothing but accessories and little fancy stuff for the sad rooms.
Cream said, we can't find anything in the kitchen.
Sonic turned his head to the side and spoke. Twilight, Spike, and Rainbow Dash haven't come down yet. They might still be looking. A second later, Rainbow Dash came down to the stairs, leaned to the second floor, and called, Spike found it! Come on, guys! She then turned and back up the stairs, everyone scrambling behind her. As they approached Rarity's bedroom, everyone heard Spike complain, Oh, come on, Twilight! Can I just have one for finding it? Rainbow pushed the door open as Twilight answered, Spike, I don't think Rarity would be very happy if she found you took any of her gems. You said she told you she was mad when Sleepybell used some for the drawings she made, right? Believe me, I'd like to reward you for finding the portal, but the gem stash is back at the library. Sonic spoke. Back at the library, huh? Want me to run over there and get it for you, Twilight? Before Twilight could reply, Spike said, Yeah, do that. That would be awesome. Or wait, you could lick one of your emeralds for a bit. Twilight scolded, Spike! Are more mature than he looks, person, everybody. Why do some people turn Spike into this dark, edgy loser again? Applejack paused over to the bedroom window, asking, Hey, is this the pearl over here? Spike looked there and said, Yep, that's it all right. I'm the one who found it. Fluttershy, Cream, and Cheese followed the orange earth pointing over to the wall next to the window, appeared inside the portal with her. It showed them a night sky, paved roads, parked cars, brightly lit buildings. Fluttershy backed away a moment later, saying,
Oh, that place looks kind of scary.
Cream turned to her and asked,
Are you afraid of sitting, Miss Fluttershy?
The green-colored Pegasus murmured,
Sort of.
Cream instantly looked worried at how nervous Fluttershy looked, seeing that she was on the verge of shivering. She turned to Twilight and asked,
Miss Twilight, I know Miss Fluttershy is one of your best friends, but I thought you were here to keep her company, because she's new here. She was really scared.
You were saying about the flanderized Rarity? I stand corrected. Twilight held a hope to her chin and said, I can't blame Fluttershy for being scared. That wasn't exactly a pleasant experience, floating around outside my body. Elzak commented, Well, you say so, Cream. That was my creepy feeling for sure. Spike looked like he agreed with both of them. Twilight turned to Rainbow Dash and asked, What do you think, Rainbow? I know if anybody's going to attempt to leave Fluttershy behind, it's going to be you. The Pegasus replied, Well, of course I'm going to eject. Leave Fluttershy alone with a buddy in that little... Tails buck up. Chow. Tease is a chow. Rainbow grunted, Right. Anyway, I can see Fluttershy feels more hesitant than usual. But you really want her to be in this kind of company? I feel more comfortable with the idea she was with Knuckles or Amy. They can at least defend themselves if something happens. Sonic spoke. Don't let Cream's looks, age, or politeness fool you. Obviously, she'd rather not get nasty with anybody. But she will find it necessary, especially someone she cares about is in danger. I don't think it'll be an issue, but if something does happen, Fluttershy will be safe with Cream and Cheese. Cream bowed politely.
You think? You know what I mean.
She then turned to Fluttershy and asked,
You like tea, Miss Fluttershy? We can talk around this cup of tea while we wait.
Fluttershy smiled.
I think I would like a nice warm cup of tea, Cream.
Her smile didn't ease off. Oh, well, my tea's back at my house, and I don't want to use flat rarities without her permission. Twilight looked over at Sonic and asked, Sonic, can I talk to you for a second? Curious, the blue hedgehog walked over to her and began whispering to him, leaving everyone else wondering what the unicorn was saying to the hedgehog. After a minute, Sonic looked back, and Twilight asked, Did you get all that? Sonic replied, Of course, be back in a flash! He turned and was about to go speeding out of the bedroom. When he looked around, noticing all the fancy things about the room, stopped himself, cleared his throat, and walked out of the room. He only took off running when he was stepped outside the Carousel Boutique.
Scootaloo turned to Twilight and asked, What was that all about?
The letter unicorn replied, Sonic's just running a quick errand for me. It won't take long. Wondering what the errand was, but deciding not to press, everyone settled down to wait for Sonic to get back. After waiting a couple of minutes, Rainbow Dash finally complained.
What's taking Sonic so long?
Twilight murmured, I don't understand. He said he understood what I told him. What could... Suddenly, they all heard the bell above the door ringing. As the door opened and closed. Ah, that must be him now. A minute later, Sonic stepped to the bedroom, carrying a tray that had a teapot with several cups on it. Tea, anyone? He asked. The faint scent of freshly brewed tea filled the air. Wow, I didn't know you knew how to make tea, Sonic, Twilight commented. Yeah, well, I really got into it when Tails, Chip, and I were in Chunnan. Then you got some great tea and meat buds over there. Figured might as well save Fluttershy and increase the time by brewing it myself, Sonic explained. Fluttershy smiled. Oh, thank you, Sonic. That was so nice of you. Sonic returned to smile and turned to Cream. He held out a tray to her, saying, Here you go, Cream. Hope you like it. Cream took the tray from his hands and smiled. Thank you, Mr. Sonic. I'm sure it'll be delicious. So he then looked back at Cheese and Fluttershy and said, Come on, Cheese, Miss Fluttershy. Let's go downstairs and sit down. Cheese chirped in response, and Fluttershy nodded, both of them following the rabbit out of the bedroom. Once they're gone, Applejack grinned. Well, boy, that was modestly you, Sugar Elk. Sonic turned and said, Yeah, that tea sure looks good. This Sakura must really know her stuff. Twilight nodded. She certainly does. I suppose learning to brew tea is the one thing that can be picked up from being an herbalist for a living.
Spike suddenly asked, Hey, Sonic, did you get me any tips while you were at the library?
Sonic replied, Nope, sorry, bud. Spike looked disappointed at that, but instantly perked up when Sonic grinned. Just kidding. He reached his quills and pulled out a pair of rubies. Twilight told me where the stash was. He explained as he walked over and handed the gems to Spike, who instantly started nibbling on one of them.
He spoke, Alright, if you guys are sure she'll be fine, then I won't worry about anything happening to Fluttershy. Now that that's so, how about we go get going and find Rary?
He gestured over to the portal, and everyone nodded in agreement. Twilight used her magic to lift Spike up and place him on her back, allowing him to finish his treat as the others walked through the portal. The other side of the portal. Scootaloo rode on her scooter, flapping her little wings slowly so she could stay beside Sonic and friends as he walked down an empty, slightly dark city street. Moon and stars visible in the sky above them. Applejack asked, Hey Sonic, Tails, this is one of your world cities? Because if it is, it reminds me of Manhattan. Only not so fancy.
Tails turned and said, Pretty sure this is one of our cities, Applejack. I mean, I don't know what your Manhattan's like, but I'm definitely getting a more casual vibe from this place. Most of the cities we've been to as a whole are probably less fancy than these cities in Equestria.
Twilight glanced around and Spike finished up his second ruby and spoke.
Well, this part of the city doesn't look too bad. That's good, right?
Sonic nodded. Sure. It's just that during a regular day, you had to deal with loud noises, crowded streets, and sidewalks. Scootaloo raised an eyebrow as he looked from side to side.
Where is everybody then? Are they all at home or something?
Rainbow nodded in agreement.
She's right. It does seem like we're the only ones out right now. Is something going on?
Tails held a hand to his chin and said,
I don't think so. There could be some big celebration going on or anything like that, but this does feel familiar.
Suddenly, a blue light shone out of the window of an electronics store up ahead, creating a box of light on the sidewalk. Curious, Sonic ran towards it, everyone else running after him. The blue hedgehog soon stopped in front of the store and everyone got cleared. They heard him groan, Oh boy. Everybody gathered around him and quickly saw the reason for his groaning. The window had a large flat-panel TV display. On the corner of the TV screen was the symbol of the Eggman Empire. In the middle of the screen was Dr. Eggman himself. Various self-righteous quotations written in some white lances soared around him. Applejack started, "What the hi? Who's?" She was cut off when the doctor started laughing. The sound coming out of the TV speakers loud and clear. "Oh boy, another Sonic Adventure reference. And this time, Sonic Adventure 2, my favorite game of the franchise." Okay, second favorite. It's long since been dethroned by Sonic Frontiers. After he finished laughing, Dr. Eggman spoke. "Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears and listen to me very carefully. My name is Dr. Eggman, the world's greatest scientist, and soon to be the world's greatest ruler. Now witness the beginning of the greatest empire of all time." He finished his speech with another round of laughter. Rainbow looked over at Sonic and Tails and asked,
"Is this clown serious?"
Tails sighed, "Dead serious. He's about to sell everyone on Earth what he means."
Sonic turned away from the TV and asked, "We've got front row seats to see it." Spike raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean front row seats? What's he gonna—" Suddenly, a bright blue light lit up the sky and everyone turned to look.
"Where's that light coming from?" "Space Colony Arc. The Eclipse Can,"
Tails replied automatically. When he finished talking, the cannon fired. Its blue beam swinging over the city. Everyone watched speechlessly as it went, soon reaching an intended target, the moon. At first, only small bits of the moon broke off due to the beam. Then they all looked on in horror as the beam blew half the moon away, exposing a molten interior. They looked back at the TV screen, was now displayed a 24-hour time limit, accompanied by Eggman's seemingly victorious laughter.
"What the? How? Why did he do that?"
Rainbow Dash exclaimed. Sonic growled. "Other than trying to make a point, no reason."
Twilight Master asked, "But where did he get all that power?" Tails asked. "From the Chaos Emeralds. He had 6 of them when he sold up the power of the Ark's Eclipse Cannon."
Anzac asked, "The Ark?"
Tails explained, "The world's first Bernal spherical space colony, Space Colony Arc. It was the most advanced scientific research center of its kind before it was shut down."
Twilight looked up to the sky and murmured,
"A real research center in outer space?"
Spike spoke, bringing the other unicorn out of her thoughts. Are you sure it's a place for research, Tails? The kid thing looked out of a place for, place where research is being done. Why is it there exactly?"
Rainbow said, "But this Eggman jerk is the one who put it there."
Tails started, "No, that's not it at all, Rainbow Dash. You see..."
He was unable to finish a sentence due to a group of military planes flying overhead. The roar of their engines making it hard for anyone to hear. Once they flown down, Skillet exclaimed,
"Whoa! What were those things?"
Tails said, "Blue Eagles. Guns made fire jet planes. At the time, we were in hot water with the military."
Twilight asked, "Why? What happened?"
Tails explained, "Well, you see, Eggman's plan this time around started simply with him breaking into the military base on Prison Island. That was where he hid away one of his grandfather's greatest achievements, Project Shadow. Shadow, as it turned out, looked a lot like Sonic. So when he stole a Chaos Emerald from a bank, everyone thought it was Sonic. It was a case of mistaken identity more than anything."
Sonic nodded, "Yep. And since we're so well known because of what we do, of course they have to step things up when playing tag with us." And for those of you who are curious or try to talk about why some people could be so stupid, mistaken identities happen all the time. I'm sorry to say this, people, but in real life, we are that dumb! We have made that types of mistakes! I've been mistaken for a lot of people! Shoot! I know a lot of people who have mistaken my back for my own mother! It happens! Hell, the TMNT cartoon had this exact same thing! Powerpuff Girls had this exact same thing! So, yeah, it's common enough trope that everybody does it. And no, don't try to go walking around trying to say, "I would never do." Yeah, you would. Shut up, sit down, and listen.
Rainbow said, "Geez, they're still both jerks. Even though Eggman guy's a jerk. Consider be surprised Shadow one is one too. Seems works for him." Tails spoke, "No, Rainbow, that's not right either. It's not something to conclusion so fast."
Before the fox could tell to explain the situation, the whale siren suddenly filled the air. Spike groaned, "Now what?" Sonic said, "That will be the police. For the sound at crescendo, they're going to be on top of us sooner or later." Elzak asked, "So, what are we going to do then? We're not just gonna sit here and let them find us, are we?
Tails scratched his head. Well, all you could technically do that. Unless they saw you with Sonic with me, then you wouldn't have much of a reason to arrest any of you.
Rainbow said, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not gonna let you guys take the heat alone. Especially not me.
Tails looked at Sonic and shrugged. Maybe we could do like last time? What do you think, Sonic?
Sonic, while looking further up the road, held his left hand to his chin and murmured, He noticed an intersection a short ways away and ran towards it, everyone following after a moment. Upon reaching it, Sonic saw it branched off in three directions. The sound of police sirens coming from the left and to the right, and the road sloped downwards. The road directly in front of their group was flat like the one on the left. After a moment, Sonic turned to Tails and said, yeah, we could do like we did before. I'll get the police's attention and lead them away from you. See if you can find our friends and meet up later.
Tails nodded, got it!
He then moved towards the road in front of the group, while Sonic moved over to the right road, while he was standing on a street corner.
School asked,
what are we supposed to do?
Sonic turned and said, make a decision. You can either come with me or stick with Tails. Either way, the police are going to do everything they can to capture us, and anyone with us. As the mayor thought about who they wanted to go with, the wail sirens began to get closer. Soon enough, the red and blue flashes could be seen on the left street, moving towards the group. Hurry up, girls, who are you going with? Sonic asked, somewhat impatiently. After another moment of thought, Alzak moved towards Tails and Twilight. Surprisingly, walked over to Sonic. Several seconds later, the police car skated to a stop near the intersection. Block out the edge of the road. An officer in one of the cars spoke through a megaphone. All of you, freeze! Get down on the ground and surrender! Sonic called, you really expect us to do that? Rainbow nodded, yeah, don't count on it. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you won't! So he was caught in mid-sentence by someone pulling hard on her tail. Looking back, she saw her tail was in Applejack's mouth. Through clenched teeth, the Earth Pony spoke, not the time for a usual showboat, Rainbow. We gotta get out of here!